We have some new information. For the first time ever, fentanyl is topping the list for drug-related deaths in El Paso County. That's according to the 2023 coroner's report that was released today.
We are breaking that down right now. 11 News reporter Aaron Vitito is in studio. Meth usually tops the list as the county's deadliest drug.
And this year, technically, that's no different in some categories, but fentanyl alone has now tied that number, which is the first time in history in El Paso County that it's actually happened. Now let's take a closer look at those numbers over here. Both meth and fentanyl were responsible for 48 drug-related deaths each. These are drug-related accidental deaths, I should mention, and under that, the next 4 out of the 5 listings all have something to do with fentanyl, drug mixed with fentanyl, which brings the total number of deaths for fentanyl to 122, with meth at 105. But despite this trend, drug deaths as a whole are down a bit, and while fentanyl deaths are up, the coroner says it's still showing a somewhat promising trend.
And so now this is really kind of 2 years in a row where the increase has decreased dramatically. And hopefully this is the worst of the worst, and we're kind of living at the top of the peak, and we'll begin to see decreases this year and into the next few years.
Now, for reference, here's a look at the rate of increase of fentanyl deaths on your screen there. It's a trend I've been keeping an eye on for years now. From 2022 to 23, we saw an increase of 7 deaths, and the previous year an increase of 16. Between 2020 and 2021, fentanyl deaths were up by a whole 62. Now, I reached out to CSPD about this latest trend. They say so far this year they have had 14 fentanyl-related overdoses, and they have seized more than 16,000 pills in May alone. But Dr. Kelly tells me it's still possible we'll see a trend of a smaller increase, if not a whole decrease, by the end of the year. Now, the coroner's report also shows an increase in death investigations, but an increase in autopsies overall, which the coroner says has to do with one massive investigation in southern Colorado.